Hello, and welcome back to my heavily modded XCOM 2 campaign. We're going into Operation Feckless Fog, interesting name, to counter Barrier. Again, because the Advent know that this is one of the scariest arc events in the game. This would double the difficulty of all hack and mind control attempts, essentially turning those things off, and it turns out those are really powerful. If you've been paying attention to the last couple videos, mind controlling key targets is very important at this phase in the game. Now, because I sent a lot of the A-team off to stack on covert operations and played the last mission really sloppily, none of my biological units on this mission actually have any bond partners with them, which is not optimal, but I think we're probably fine to rock with just Skirmisher, Marine, Reaper, and Templar. And sure, Baroque Baron and White Wolf, my Marine and Reaper, are not the A-team. I haven't invested heavily in them, but they're still very strong units. And the 4 Sparks are obviously not weak, to say the least. But it's a real mission, unlike some of the last ones we've seen. 27 enemies is a reasonable amount, and we're seeing Venators in addition to Exalted Purge Archbishops, and that means there's at least 2 very scary pods amongst all the other relatively normal stuff you can expect to see. I don't think this is too bad compared to seeing Rift Keepers, Gatekeepers, and Venators last time. I think this is okay. But I am aware there's going to be one very scary pod thanks to the Archbishop. Let's get into it and see how it goes. I'm pretty confident, but a little bit nervous. I'm getting used to having access to teamwork over these last few episodes, and not having it scares me now. What wouldn't scare me is you hitting the like button, or subscribing if you aren't already. Those things would reassure me greatly. So thank you if you do that. Well, that's actually a pretty bad position for them. Target objective is inside of multiple high grounds. Gonna be hard not to get a good position here. Let's start it off slow by Blue moving forward on Draugr. Nothing. Let's keep it up and into full cover. We have a relatively small pod near the objective. I'm gonna sprint all of my infiltrators over to where Draugr is. I think that's a perfectly fine place. White Wolf, I'm just going to put up here in case we somehow get into a fight immediately. And if they don't get into a fight, I can probably grapple from there to the bridge. Send Soldier and XCOM, like I was saying. Baroque Baron is going to be cutting further forward, but I don't want them pinned, so actually I'm going to cut them further right.
I understand.
No eyes, which is actually good for me. Run forward on the Templar. That got eyes. Interesting. Right or forward? Both. Not too bad of a pod, though. Not bad at all. We can get behind this gate and open it next turn. I'm down for that. And this is the best way to not get pinned on these Pioneers as well, which is fairly important. I could have thrown them up top, but I've done that once this campaign and jumped directly into a pod, so we're not taking that risk last action of the turn. Or really just at this point in the campaign in general. God damn it. Of course there's a random pod in a corner of the map that is not along the line of play at all. Oh, you bastards. They also had to be pretty close to even get in range to see them, I think. They might be getting overwatches because I think they were just outside of line of sight. Lightning reflexes, maybe? Why would it be 0%? That's so weird. I've seen a lot of 0% reaction shots, and I don't know what's causing them. The real question here, though, is how many enemies actually get thrown at us. Because we're going to pull the stuff across from us as well and get into a very weird and nasty fight. Prowler, Commando, Codex, Demolisher, and who's the last one? Super Heavy Mech. Not great. So we pulled this one as well. I think it's just going to be this one. I don't think we see that Venator pod. I certainly hope not. I see you all want to be on the same building. Interesting choice. Well, chalk another one up for utter failure to go slow. Let's just face pull turn 1 whole map. Elite Skirmisher goes into the Venator school of fuck you, I'm shooting when you pull me. Good to know. Okay, so we're gonna need to deal with some of this nonsense. Hey, Dark Horse, do you have a guaranteed kill on that Codex? I mean, if you hit it, you do, which is good enough for me. We also have Frostbite on the Great Archon on the ground, making him kind of a non-issue. Dread Mechanism coming in for the Exalted Pathfinder seems incredibly reasonable. There is a 12% to miss there, so I want to take this first and see what's happening. And it also pulls the Overwatch, which is fine. Kinetic plating popping up, but it went off first, so it didn't actually do anything. Alright, cool. That means I get my breakthrough punch, which makes the side much easier to deal with. There are 3 Great Archons in this pod, you say? That's one way to stack the deck without really telling me that it's happening. I'm just gonna supernova the 2 up top, and if that happens to get... No, it can't get the one on the bottom. Yeah, I'm just gonna supernova the 2 up top here. I'm gonna save Burning Rush and Overdrive to get involved when I wake up. Now, what else do we have over here? Is it just the other Archon? No, there's a Demolisher in the back. We can just mind control one of the Archons, right? Yeah, we can just mind control this Archon. If we can stasis the Muton in the very back, that'll just solve the problem of the flank entirely for this turn. Now, we can't quite see this guy, unfortunately. I'm gonna blue move over the top on Baroque Baird and just chuck a Mimic Beacon over the bridge. I want them moving around to get a high ground banish from the other side next turn. I think this is just like a very good play that I can lock in with relative safe. Baroque Baird, what the fuck's wrong with your arm? How can you... There we go. Yes, apparently we had to do a sick bounce to get it there, but we managed to find a way to get it. I'm sorry, you were having a hard time getting it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You were having a hard time getting it 6 tiles forward over the edge, huh, man? Shameful. Absolutely shameful. I still can't see the Muton Demolisher here either. I might have to deal with it on Fiber Giant. It's not resistant to melee, but it will gain 3 armor after the punch, which means it'll take 7 less from the Kinetic Strike follow-up. So that 15 will be reduced to 8, and that will not kill. This is almost certainly happening during the turn. Speaking of things that are almost certainly happening during the turn, like, we're committing to that Demolisher being figured out at some point, even if it means I have to mind control it instead of something else. So, yeah, we need to take the shot on the Codex. We're too close together, we can't have that AoE just unloading our guns. And then we figure out what the second shot is on, because obviously we're not moving. Oh, you can see it, I'm lying. That makes it tremendously easier. I thought I tapped through all your targets and didn't have anything. Yeah, now we can kill it very easily. I'm just gonna Kinetic Strike it then. Then we'll run forward, we'll figure out the stasis plus mind control on the Templar. There's no need to punch this. If I use Burning Rush, I can get up here and punch the Great Archon, killing it. So that's very, very strong. No, the camera does not need to be down there. There we go. Alright. This flank, despite having an obscene amount of health on it, is starting to get sorted out. We're gonna start running forward from here. Okay, it scared us a billion. I was like, there's no way that pulled, because I tried to tab and it just wouldn't, and I was briefly horrified. I can grapple up to the top over here, and that way if anything does somehow climb up, it won't immediately be in vision. Which matters not to avoid pulling, but to avoid getting flanked. From here, we have a 100 on this. I think I want to activate Sprint this turn, as well as all of the abilities that make me safe, because there's no guarantee I'm actually safe up here. The entire enemy team can come up here and start throwing grenades. I could just freeze the guy, but I think I'd rather hold on to that for later and finish this off with gun. On the highlight, I thought I had a guaranteed kill on 2 shots. Is that actually true? Or is my minimum damage 7? It's 6 to 9. Yeah. I'm gonna take that roll and someone else can finish it off like with Combat Protocol if they have to. Alright. We didn't manage to roll so low that it got to live. And we're just going to cut left with our sprint and our reposition. I guess because we have reposition, that sprint was completely wasted, huh? Damn shame about that. Just gonna hang out here or move forward? I'll move forward. There, I used 2 moves. There, that means it wasn't a waste, right, guys? That's getting mind controlled. We probably want to use our Shredstorm cannon before we do anything here. And I think we have Bombard Shredstorm. Managed to find one that hits both. Gonna take that. I wish I hadn't thrown my Mimic Beacon earlier in the turn, because I might not be able to get best Shredstorm cannons, thanks to, you know, it being in the path of them. but it's probably fine. We can't actually reach those with the Shred Storm, so we need to come back this way. Get an objective, work on Super Heavy and Prowler, destroy relevant cover. Seems good.
Well done.
Man, I just hear the Venator screaming and I don't like it. This actually almost kills the Commando, gets rid of their cover, does kill the Prowler. Like that a lot. So, we might just be shooting the guy that we can see now, because it's an 86. We have an 83 on you. Oh. If there's a chance of us killing the heavy mech, we take that. It's not likely to kill, but it's likely to deal at least the same amount of damage. I'll take that. Thank you. Good coin flips. It's down to just my Templar. I'm going to Damper Field and Overdrive Serum here. I'm going to stasis the one guy that's standing in the open that I can't kill this turn just to make use of the stasis. Because there's no other blue move I have. Lightning Hands for a small chance to kill. Damn shame. Anyway, now that that's settled, he stasis him. And then we mind control the Archon behind us. Do we have Domination as well? We do. I'll use Domination instead if it's a guarantee. Yes. This way, mind control, which is more likely. Oh, you have Covering Fire. Good thing I have Lightning Reflexes. I definitely planned around that. What tremendous skill I must have. Anyway, that's it for us. Let's see where these Venators get to and what their last man I failed to kill does. Venator, Archon. Is that in the pod? Looks like it. Oh, poor Mimic Beacon. You didn't deserve it. Oh, I think there are 3 Venators right there. And that's not great. Everyone's stacking up, though, so maybe it's fine. We haven't seen the Archbishop pod yet, so it must be the Guard pod, I think. I think there's only one left. Did you miss? Weird. Not even like the 3rd time I've seen that this campaign. We might be up to double digits. I've seen that a lot. Anyway, it helped out. Commando just got to skip his turn because of that for some reason. Oh, Demolisher's still around though. Hey, that's why we Damper Fielded. We knew we weren't actually safe. We're probably holding mind control for the Archbishop. I think it's easy to start by putting my Reaper right here and taking a banish on one of the Venators. It seems hard to say no to that. There's a Frost pod left too. We saw them briefly in the background here, remaining 18 with 9. Yeah, that's 2 pods, the Archbishop pod and the Frost. I'm not gonna lie, this whole 79% chance to hit thing on banish is not making me super happy. I'm also worried about Annihilation hitting a different Venator and then causing it to split. Okay, note to self. In the future, when you see Venators, concussion grenades aren't optional. Put an Icarus suit on somebody with concussion grenades to make sure you can deal with them. I need to stop letting this happen. I think I just have to use this banish, and I hate it, but I think it's just what I have to do. Like, it could just kill 2 Venators, but it's not going to. I don't know what it's going to do. Okay, it's not going to kill 2 Venators. The armor is too much, apparently. That was a lot lower damage than I was expecting. I'm used to Black Cat hitting like 19s with this shit. Ooh, because of the explosion, we're guaranteed duping Venators. I hadn't thought about that. That was not a good time to miss. Please land the second one at least. Jesus Christ, man. I don't think I've had an average banish in quite a while. Alright, so that's now the target of one of my Pioneers. These other 2 are dead to a Shred Storm, I think, at their current health totals, aren't they? 10 to 12. Man, that's just enough to be fucking terrifying. If I can put a Supernova right here. I think I need to Overdrive and drop a Supernova on some of that. So we're going to start Overdrive on Sense Soldier. Definitely on Carbon Mile too. There's not going to be a worse turn than this. Although maybe Supernova in is a way to pull the last threat-ending pods and get ourselves killed, so this might not be Overdrive in. That was my first reaction, but that might not be correct. I've got a 100 on this guy, huh? Well, if I low roll it, I still have a guarantee that it won't clone, so it's worth doing. And it definitely can't clone now. Aren't you not allowed to do that, buddy? Oh my god, you idiot. I thought you weren't allowed to do that, but you actually made my turn better. I mean, obviously I'm not thrilled about taking the damage here, but now I get to reposition. Oh, you're just immune to it because it counts as an explosion. Nice. Is reposition on turn-ending shots? Is that what it is? It wasn't flanked. It was technically in cover. Fine. Take a free reload, that's for sure. I can ripjack over and take out this Advent Commando. Or the Skirmisher. So that's what I'll be doing with my last action, then using hit and run to get to safety. All the Overwatches have been pulled. Do you have... No, you don't. Okay. So we're just gonna come stab this man. That's the Pressure Auger getting a full turn in spite of my best efforts to deprive him of one. And then we're gonna slide into full cover here, close to the enemies. With White Wolf's second shot, we can kill the Skirmisher. We can work on an Archon. We're gonna shoot the Muton Commando. I think I need the help here to get the Relentless action on Fiber Giant. And pretty much anyone can kill that Skirmisher. He's just standing in the open like a goon. So that shouldn't be a problem. Venator, Venator. Do I know where the last Venator is? One went here. I don't know where the other Venator is. So I quickly zoom out and make sure it's not behind me somewhere. Yeah, I'm guessing it's inside the building. I don't know. Oh, the Venators are actually across the wall from each other. Grumble, grumble. I think I'm going to blue move forward and take a Shred Storm then. Come what may. I think I need to take this risk. Because if I try to kill it with Supernova, I'm probably pulling multiple pods. It's probably not actually helping. There's the last Venator. I briefly saw it. I don't know why I don't see it anymore, but it's right there. I was hoping to get the Skirmisher in here, but I guess not. The Demolisher's apparently immune to this because it's an explosion. Good to know. Unlike this Demolisher. You don't highlight your health, you highlight your armor. This one highlights everything. I'm sorry, are you guys the same or not? Blast padding. But definitely not immune to it. And blast padding, like, I don't know why you're highlighting differently. Anyway, I'm going for these, since it says they're both taking damage. Don't low roll, come on. Even if you just do a moderate low roll and fail to kill, it's fine. Yeah, just need... Are you serious, buddy? Did I just, like, do terrible math and forget they had armor? Is that what it was? Let me pop back over to you. They had... I want to say this said 10 to 12. Does this thing not pierce armor completely? I thought that was part of its purpose. In my head, this had armor pierce 6. It has shred 6, armor pierce 1. It's very important. Oh, the last Venator is back there. I've been struggling to figure out where the hell it was. Definitely take this Venator out because the explosion kills the other Venator. Alright, that leaves one over there and one next to us, which isn't too bad. On Sense Soldier, I can come to here and potentially Shred Storm through all of that, but I feel like I'm in the way here. Grumble, grumble. I think I have to shoot this man on Carbon Mile. It's hard to imagine anyone else being more well-equipped to do it, and it's in the way. I can't line up anything through it because Carbon Mile is so close. And then run over here to provide cover for Depressed Auger. I have a 100% insanity on a Demolisher and the Commando, but I think the Commando is the one that we punched to death, right? Fiber Giant's turn hasn't been thought about yet. Lightning Strike in, second punch. I'm gonna do it as far back as possible because I really don't want to pull anything else. Perfect, exactly according to plan. We still need to deal with that one Venator very, very badly. The Archon's allowed to exist. I don't really care too much on them. probably don't even move just for fear of pulling. Over here, we need to move at some point. Oh, we have a great Archon now. Isn't that cool? Why don't you just, like, run up and pretend to matter? Draw some fire. That civilian climbing the ladder took camera control from me, so I tried to tab away and got terrified. I can make it all the way to the edge here, which still doesn't give me sight on the Venator, but I might be able to throw Void Rift far enough forward to grab it. And it also gets me very far away from everyone else in case feedback comes through, which is kind of important. Oh, there's still a Venator in there I haven't dealt with, though. That one's going to be hard to do. No Lance is long indeed, but not quite long enough. And I can't see this one. Again, it's just invisible. Again. But I can use Void Rift to kill the Venator in the back, which was the plan. Alright, so that's sorted, I guess. Just Overwatch. Don't do anything crazy. Is it in cover? It is going to be in cover. I have combat protocol. It's fine. So I'm going to blue move forward. Rapid fire is not available. But it doesn't matter. I can't do anything about it. So the Venator is confirmed behind that and just like invisible for no reason. Very weird. We take combat protocol for the guaranteed kill on this Venator. I'm tempted to supernova here. It makes sure the Venator doesn't get a turn. Has a very small chance of pulling and making things incredibly dangerous. I have no reason not to neutralize protocol on like this Archon or this Demolisher if I'm doing that, because I'm probably not going to be around to do anything else. Video feed 100%. What is that? I think it's squad sight, right? It's even worse than squad sight. Somehow I don't think that will help. I think this Shred Storm Cannon is the most useful thing I can do, just softening up these enemies for next turn, because they are quite chunky. If the Venator goes for feedback, it's just dealing 8 damage to Sword Saint, which will get half to 4. It's not even a big deal. So this is actually the best play. And the rest of this is repositions and fake moves, I think, that I don't actually want. Although, I don't want you getting shot at all. I'm happy to pull you back into corner cover. And get concealment, and that'll be the last thing we actually do, so let's see what they get up to. Blazing Pinions? No! Now I'll have to move during my turn. Imagine how scary the Archons would be if they just didn't have Blazing Pinions. You want to cast feedback up top? Yep. Joke's on you, I intentionally ran him out away from everything. It managed to self-destruct itself, because the range on it's that big. It also hit Carbon Mile, wasn't expecting that. It does go vertically. So that is a proper sphere, and it's a massive one, and this will be the Exalted Purge Priest pod. Yeah, it's a lot. It's just a fucking lot. Brawl Pod's probably pulling as well. Just pull one at a time. Why do it quickly? Overwatch covering fire, just end the open, huh? I think I would like... Oh, I can't grapple up. I can use manual override and then grapple up. Do I have a whiplash on anything that matters? Yeah. I'm gonna whiplash you. Then I'm gonna grapple up after using manual override. I'm gonna use explosive action. And do I want to use combat presence on anyone? Probably not. But now I'll use manual override, and I'll grapple up here. Actually, we should move the Templar first, since I'm sure I am moving the Templar. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna move to 6 tiles away and finish it with the pistol. I know. Of course he's revealed. Why wouldn't he be? Hurry it up. Civilians running up and down the ladder every time I move anyone. Wasting my time. Only a 95, huh? Dodge the 1 in 20. Alright, we're safe at 6 tiles. We're going to get back into the corner cover where we're not going to get found. We're going to reconceal. And the reason we wanted to do that is to free up... We wanted to run right on Sword Saints. That'll pull an Overwatch. They'll pull 2. That's a bit too much. We need to deal with some of that then. This has eyes on the Venator and nothing else. Time to run forward. We'll sort out the specifics in a hot second, but that grapple is always happening. We're probably going to... Oh, we have Archons that we've stolen. Yeah, you. Definitely you. Come pull these Overwatches. Is there just a bug with Great Archons where they all have 0% chances to be hit when you're Overwatch firing them? Because those shouldn't have been 0% either. Does it have an ability that just says cannot be targeted by... Not cannot be targeted, but cannot be hit? Oh, it has lightning reflexes, but it's not the normal lightning reflexes. It's a different kind of lightning reflexes, where it doesn't pop up, and it's a massive penalty to reaction fire that's so great that after 2 shots, it's still a 0%. Okay. So the plan was to move to here, and then steal the Exalted Purge Archbishop, and I think that's still a very good plan. Because that's just too much health to deal with. I'm going to be upfront with you. We can't be doing that the normal way. So that's one major problem down. We have our Spark back. I'm pretty confident that we're going to be using Overdrive and Burning Rush here. Let's get that done immediately. And then we'll see how far forward you can run. Pretty far forward. Anyway, the reason we've been doing all this is that we can grapple up top to here, away from the Venator, and out of the pinions. We still need to move both Carbon Mile and Sin Soldier, but that shouldn't be too hard. Do either of you still have Shred Storm cannons? You have one. Good. Come up top over here. And you're going to come up top over here. And now everyone's safe, and we can take the shot here on the Venator. Soon as movement finishes. So, first of many problems sorted. Man, it says active 10. It says I'm 2/3 of the way through the mission. It feels a lot worse than that somehow. Would Supernova make this feel better or worse, to be honest? I don't know. It seems like a good Supernova. I want to test something. Can you evacuate a unit that's used Supernova? I just want to do this now because I got very curious about that idea. Alright, I don't know what this Supernova actually hits due to the way it interacts with cover so strangely, but this does look like a very good thing for Fiber Giant to do. We need to shoot through a ton of health over here. This is going to do more damage than anything else I've got. We didn't really animate anything. We damaged the 3 next to me, but not the one over here, interestingly enough. I'm not surprised we didn't hit damage on this guy, but that's fairly weird. And you cannot evacuate while stunned, so he is now in the way. That's fine. What do we have eyes on from here? I mean, we probably just want to... Oh, we don't have any Shred Storm cannons. Well, that is a slight problem. We can unload some guns over here. The friendly fire is quite alright. Probably should have aimed for this one, since there's no way I'm killing that one, whereas these two do look somewhat killable. There we go, that seems good. One action to kill one enemy. That's the sort of return on investment I'm looking for. Since soldiers, Supernova can't get far enough to matter, so they're stuck just shooting their gun like a pleb. But that doesn't seem too bad. It doesn't really feel like it matters which one I shoot at too much. They're all largely identical. Just put a bullet into one of them. Did your best. I'm gonna fly in on the Archon just to make it the most appealing distraction possible. It's not gonna land its shot, it's under covering fire right now, so there's no point doing anything else. White Wolf's gun is empty, so I can't actually... Oh, wait, there we go. You can use Inspiring Presence on White Wolf. I promise they can, it's going to happen. I'm going to run forward. Oh, I don't know that the order on this actually works, but we're still going to try it. We're going to take whoever's at full health and in an awkward position. You. Oh, you're at the best cover, though. These all that bad? There we go. There's like an 80 that's reasonable. If you could just not do that, I'd really appreciate it. That being out here, alive, just in general. Then we're going to use our last bullets on this. Grab the rest of the pod, make sure they don't do anything crazy. And then we're going to use manual override, sorry, combat presence, and reload the gun. It's not the normal way we do this, but I think that works. If it doesn't, I'm going to be very, very sad. Alright, combat presence onto White Wolf. And reload the gun. Hopefully, that does not break the suppression. I swear to God I've seen Syken do this, but maybe I'm going crazy. I can get in, punch the Muton Demolisher. Let's take our Burning Rush move first so we can see where our Kinetic Strike actually ends. That's important. Yeah, so it's going to be a 2-move no matter what. I may as well blue move as part of it then, because that's always happening. This lets me make better decisions about where the Kinetic Strike can go without spending more actions. Cool, it's basically just these guys. The Demolisher here is the sensible thing to do, I think. We just need to get through as much of this as we can, and sadly, that means going for these chumps. And this one's frozen, which is why I'm not going for him. Wait, I thought he was frozen. We pulled him out of his location. He's not frozen. I was wrong about that. Well, Kinetic Strike him, I guess, to try to get Disorient down. And also to get to him, since you're not adjacent to him, because I didn't think you needed to be. And with my breakthrough move, I guess I'm just going to be over here, encouraging them to use Leaping Flames, chaining together between units that don't take damage from fire. Well, the Archon does, but he's not my unit, and that's an important detail. So, let's see what they get up to. Man, I feel like my hit percentages in this mission have been really terrible. At least we're starting to land the ones now. Not doing a ton of work. We're not designed to shred, we're designed to kill mechs, so I was planning around the Venators, not this pod. Which I think was right, considering how much trouble I got from the Venators. I'm kind of glad I was planning around them, but I did a bad job of it by not bringing somebody with concussion grenades. That's fine. Like, they are there to take the damage instead of my biological units. Yep. My guys are immune except for the Archon, but it really encouraged them to take that action. Lots of shred, and even though it's coming in increments of 3, lots of damage as well coming out of Dark Horse this turn. It's been very good. Very happy with this AoE suppression. I would like to thank Syken for the hot tech. Because there are some things you can do that will break AoE suppression, and some things don't. Reloading doesn't. It's probably anything that involves moving or firing your gun breaks it, but I don't know exactly how it works. Man, it must suck to get mind controlled by XCOM. You suddenly feel compelled to stand in front of your teammates and yell, "Shoot me," at the top of your lungs. And for some reason, they listen. That's the crazy part. Ugh. Well, there goes AoE suppression. I think we got that at the very end of the turn, though. Yeah, that was right after. That was the very last thing they did. And this is the counter mission, so I technically don't need to do any more missions. The wound on Dark Horse there is like, yeah, it's a big hit, but it doesn't really matter. Scary, though. Don't like it. Alright, you. What can you do? Oh my god, you're a fire unit. Wait, why can't I do this stuff? Oh, he's disoriented. Why? Did my AoE suppression target my own unit because it's mind-controlled, applying disorient to it, preventing me from using the Exalted Purge Archbishop and his fire abilities against this Frostpod? Cool. Love that. Yeah, run these Overwatches and get next to the Frost Berserker Elite for your best odds. I don't think there's very many Overwatches, to be honest. I didn't see anyone do that, really. 70% still. Alright, sure. Do you have squad sight, or is that actually normal vision range? I'm pretty sure that Viper has squad sight. Oh no, this is actually normal vision range, apparently. Does not feel like it would be. I just drop a Supernova here and assume it'll be helpful, but I don't want to, because Supernova's targeting is so bad, I want to find any other play. This Viper's like the only Frost Legion unit out here that's actually a threat from range. So I'm going to pop up here and shoot a flamethrower at it on Dread Mechanism. I think that's actually the best play there. This should set it up to one-shot kill by someone else. And left it. Honestly, it might just kill this outright because I'm upgrading these flamethrowers now. Burning can roll for 1. But I think I can just get away with letting that be there. What I'll want to do is move this to give full cover, maybe. You're out of bullets, though. That gives me an idea. What if he were out of bullets? Because no one else over there has a long-range gun. They're all busy slogging it out between themselves. None of that really involves my long-range units. Long-range units like skirmishers and Templars. But that's fine. We run to here. And then we put Shredstorm Cannon into whatever the maximum number of enemies we can reach is. I'm actually perfectly happy with this Shredstorm Cannon because it destroys their cover as well as their armor. It might even kill the guy on the left. Damn close, but not quite. Go ahead and try your best to shoot. Aren't you just going to miss no matter what I aim at? No, actually, your odds are decent. 95 on a Flawless Berserker. I'd rather 80 on that guy. But that needs to be shredded first. We'll come back to you. Sprint's still not back. And I get one action this turn. May as well use it to manual override to get all my abilities back next turn. Oh, explosive action's a really good ability, but then, like, the next turn comes and it starts to feel a bit worse. That's a 100 to kill on an Exalted Purge Bishop. Sign me up. Let's see if we can't do anything else useful with this gun. I was saying this man needs to get shredded. I don't like shredding with this gun, though. You've already used your bullets. Do we have stasis back yet? We do. We also have Null Lance, though. I'm tempted to just put Null Lance straight into this guy and call it a day. Maybe stasis the one on the right, if no one else can deal with it. He's got no armor, so I'll take the shot here. And that'll be dead to Dark Horse, so there's no stasis needed there. Right? Yep, that's dead. It looks like it's just the snake, really, that's going to be left. We can kill the snake like that. I think because it's really only the snake left in terms of threats, though, we just walk out and shoot the snake.
This unit is relatively agile.
99, huh? I should have used combat protocol. Did I actually get my 1% miss? No, just the same animation glitch. We're good. I'm gonna start walking towards them, but I don't think it'll matter on Carbon Mile. Is there anything to stasis at all? I may as well stasis the Frost Berserker Elite. There's no reason not to. Someone else has this Purge Bishop, right? Yeah, the Reaper's gonna do it. That's the plan. We Null Lance this Exalted Purge Bishop next to us to make sure that he doesn't get up to anything. Get out of here. Reaper's gonna run around the right, shoot this guy. That seems like a thing that should work. I'm ready to be disappointed, and if I am, I can just throw a Mimic Beacon. You could argue it's better to just throw the Mimic Beacon in general, but since we're gonna have a 100% chance to hit, there's no reason not to do both, right? Yeah, perfect. Good. I had my doubts, but it actually worked out. Death from above, Mimic Beacon, that's the fight. Got him. There's a Berserker Elite and Stasis, Frost Legion Bomber, and an Elite Purifier. I'm gonna go ahead and say that at this point in the game that qualifies as nothing, and I'll see you at the MVP screen. So I just want you to know, there's an ability on the Purge Priest called Plasma Resistance. And if you're wondering what it does, it reduces tier 3 weapons down to dealing 4 damage on a hit. Not like the small weapons, I'm talking about the Sparks weapons. I've rapid fired this thing twice, and from full health I got it down to 37. Holy shit, what a disgustingly overtuned enemy. That's just fucking ridiculous. Let's get out of here. It's not even worth my time to kill him.
Signal confirmed. X4 charges are active.
And jumping to the stats, Carbon Mile doing okay, Draugr not doing as much as I expect out of him, White Wolf doing solidly, Baroque Baron could have done better, but as a Reaper they did great. It's not really a numbers thing, it's a scouting and Mimic Beacon sort of thing. Dread Mechanism doing well, Fiber Giant stealing the MVP as they're so prone to do, and Sin Soldier doing like you'd expect from them. I'd say those were pretty average to below average performances on most of those characters. We are 3 hours out from Codex data, so by the time we get to our scan site, we're probably going to finish that. I don't care at all about the assault mission expiring.
Our soldiers took some hits.
Arrogant Plebeian and Big Larger back, 5 more intel, that didn't matter at all, but hey, we'll stop getting the message about it now. Keep on scanning.
Central, Commander, excellent. My analysis of the fragmented Codex data is almost complete.
This feels a lot more humane than the crazy torture chamber we saw last time. I realized very quickly I don't actually care to watch the cutscene. I don't have it in me. No, I need to skulljack a Codex? Cool. Good, I completely forgot I needed to do that, so thank you for telling me.
I've updated our objectives based on the latest findings.
Get through Black Site Vial and Avatar Corpse then. Now our number 1 mission is to skulljack a Codex. Nothing else matters half so much.
Long live the resistance.
Cool, so now we can do this base assault when we want to. We're at 10 of 11 contact, so we really can't afford to make contact with anything else. We need to save that to find the network tower wherever it spawns. We're low on Illyrium, and I don't want to do a crate mission, but I think it's still better to scan for intel. And scanning for intel logically must be better than using the Reapers, so I'm going to go scan for intel at this site. Oh no, not another Avatar facility. How will I cope? We're going to go into the countdown, but it's not really important. Oh. Damn it. Come on, Havens, just defend yourself. Riftkeeper Mark II, Codex, Heavy Gunner, Mutant Elite, Mutant Commando, Prowler, Firestarter Prime, Super VMAC, Bio Viper, Great Archon, Heavy Bio Assault Trooper. Gonna be honest? Except for the Venators, which aren't listed, but they're supposed to be there. It's the hunts. Did I miss them? I'm gonna confirm real quick and go over to the other screen so that I can just look at all of them at once instead of watching the slow scroll. Riftkeeper Mark II, Codex, Advent Heavy Gunner, Mutant Elite, Mutant Commando, Prowler, Firestarter Prime, Heavy Mech, Bio Viper, Great Archon, Bio Assault Trooper. The hunt says Venators are here. The Shadow Chamber does not. Okay. Anyway, we need to skulljack that Codex, so it's not all bad. Operation Megapire. Why would we need a pyre? No one's going to die. What are you talking about? Much less a Megapire. That would be like for a squad wipe. That's ridiculous. That's not going to happen, is it? Dark Horse is ready to go on another mission. I'm not quite sure why they're not already here. Because I had White Wolf on the last mission. That wasn't Dark Horse. That'd be why. Okay, fair enough. You know what I'm not doing? I'm not putting people back in the fucking tank. 1 second. Just... why do I keep not doing that? Oh my god. Oh, it's fine. Do it after this mission. Put a big old sticky note on my computer monitor. Do I think it's feasible to deal with a Riftkeeper without a Scion? Well, let me ask a different question. Is there an option? Is there a different play you're able to make somewhere? Yeah, I've got no Scions available. That's not a thing I can do, so it doesn't really matter if I think it's doable. I have to do it. That's not entirely true. I can just abandon this place, right? I know if I don't do this, I just lose the faction. New India has a tower. It is next to this location that has a tower, so it only costs a bit of intel to get back. It's my only way of making contact with New Indonesia, which means it could make it harder to get back. It could cost me some intel. Not really the biggest deal. I assume, yeah, you got like 3 hours. We have to do it now. I'm looking at something like this to just do an incredible long-range fire team. The entire plan for the Riftkeeper is we save Banish, because there's really no other Banish target here. If we get Venators, we'll have to Shred Storm them and then kill all the ones that pop out, but that is a plan. It's better than what I did last mission, where I Shred Stormed them later and then dealt with like 7 Venators instead of dealing with 6 immediately, and I had to deal with them all over the map. What I'm saying is that Shred Storming is really not much better than just not having a plan, but it is better than not having a plan. And they might not even be here. Maybe this is telling the truth, but I don't think it is, because we've consistently seen it not show the full list in this game so far. I think this is the play. Double Infiltrator, double Marine with a field support, long-range core running in with the Pioneers as tanks, 4 beacons to distract, Black Eye Spanish for the Riftkeeper. I think this is a team that can handle it. I think this is a good, solid plan, and it also means we get to use all of our ruler suits and scare all the enemies. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I don't know if I'm able to. But Baroque Baron is psionically graded. The Venators might go after them. I'd never put them in the tank, but they do have the gift. I'm going to throw the crown on them and see if that gives them an incredibly incompetent attempt at mind control, which I think it does, but it'll be useless if I'm understanding the numbers correctly. Oh, hey, we finally get to take the Holo Targeter Mark III out. It's very shiny. And yes, we are going to try to skulljack the Codex using Minuscule Magpie. That should actually be easy. We'll fail the hack, but because they're more accurate, I don't know why my PCSs have dropped from 21 to 16. If anyone knows why those numbers have changed, I've double-checked that the resistance ring hasn't changed. Got no idea why they're different now, but regardless. What I was saying is that due to having higher aim than a tech specialist would, we shouldn't actually miss the melee attack, which is very nice. 4 people for 4 superior aim PCSs, 5, actually 6 mimic beacons, improved scanners, black ice rounds out the wazoo, piercing is the job of these things, and treadstorm cannons. Everyone's fully equipped by the look of it. There's some free mod slots here. They really don't matter. I should put one here. I think I can afford just like throw on a lightweight frame. Yeah. But the rest of this, not super important. Oh, I should probably put stuff on these though. That seems important. 1 second. All right, I feel pretty good about this team for Operation Megapyre. I was really hesitant trying to put together a group, but once I settled on this team composition, I feel very solid. In general, I think I'm at a point in the game where field support is actually like making a very clear case that it's the strongest class in my roster, because there's just so many high defense, high health, terrifying enemies, like the Rift Keeper Mark II, for instance, or the Venators, where getting rid of these massive defense numbers is a very valuable thing for a character to be doing. So being able to give your entire team a plus 30 aim and plus 2 damage buff is really, really valuable. Is that correct? Is that what this does? Our battle scanners give plus 10% aim and crits, and then the Holo Targeter itself, I'll have to go over to it, gives plus 15 aim, but we also, I think, have oh wait, you're not actually good, are you? You don't have vital point targeting. So it would be 25 aim, 30% crit, and 2 damage if I had vital point targeting. But instead, that 2 damage and 20% of the crit is not happening. And I don't have multi-targeting either. It's only 11 XCOM AP. I don't need it. I don't need it, and I don't want to go on more missions than I have to. I want to get to Waterworld, and this is the fast way to do it. So, we'll see Operation Megapyre next time. This will probably be our last Haven Assault of the campaign, but for now, I'm done. I've been rather incoherent. I've been having a really good time with the end game of this mod setup, and I hope you've been enjoying watching it too. Thank you for doing so. Thank you to the mod community that made this campaign possible, and thank you to my one Patreon supporter, Jeffrey Bain. I'll see all of you in the next one.